Hey, it's Scott from the productionacademy.com. In this video, I discuss how I feed the different parts of a PA system and discuss specifically front fills, which are the speakers that cover the very front of the audience, the people in the front row who are quite often the most enthusiastic people in the audience. So this is video 4 of 4 of a special series where I demonstrate some concepts using footage I shot at a show recently. Now, this show I was doing with a band called The Hold Steady. They're longtime clients of mine. I've been doing shows with them for over 10 years at this point. But I just demonstrate some different things in these videos. And now this last video, video 4, I'm showing you how I use front fills to really good effect. Now, I usually feed the PA in 4 zones. First, we have left. Second, we have right, which are the main left-right speakers. These are the speakers that cover most of the audience. But then also we have the subs, which cover the low frequencies. Now, it is common to run the subs in mono because when you get to frequencies that low, you don't really hear a stereo field with those frequencies. And a lot of times it's just easier and tighter to run a single mono subsend. However, I have seen PAs set up with a stereo subs, a subsend for the left and a subsend for the right. It just depends on how your PA is set up. In addition to the main left-right speakers and the subs, we do quite often use small speakers that sit on the stage facing the audience called front fills. Now, these are used to cover the first few rows of the audience because quite often the main speakers aren't really covering right in front of the stage. If we pointed those main speakers right at the front of the stage, we'd have vocal mics feeding back all the time. It would be a disaster. So we do use these small speakers just to cover the very front of the crowd so that they can hear everything much clearer. Now, this is especially important when you have loud stage volume. Now, this band, The Hold Steady I was working with, they do have a lot of guitar amplification on stage, loud amplifiers, so those front fills will help those people right in front hear the vocals super clearly. Now, for the setup at this show I'm about to show you, I was just running vocals through the front fills. Sometimes I'll run full mixes through there. It really just depends on the size of the venue and how far away the main speakers are from the front of the audience. But you can run them in mono. In bigger venues, you can run them in stereo. There are different things you can do with them. You do have to worry about how far away they are from the main speakers and sometimes use delay compensation for them. So there are a lot of things to think about, and we do cover a lot more in our essential live sound training. So go to theproductionacademy.com if you want to check that out. But let's go to the video from the show I did recently with The Hold Steady, and I'll show you exactly the speakers I was using. All right, so I'm standing here right in front of the stage, and I want to show you about these front fills that I use. So the people standing right here, right in front of the stage, can't really hear the main PA system. So we use front fills to cover this part of the audience. Now, it's sometimes good to put them up on blocks like this because if they were down right on the stage, you know, they'd be just kind of blasting right into the first couple rows and you wouldn't be able to hear it much beyond that. So we put them up and it covers a wider area and it's a little easier to hear. A lot of times, I just run vocals through these, especially with a loud band on stage. The stage volume can cover the first couple rows just fine. But running vocals through the front fills will just let the people in front hear the singing. For this show, like a lot of shows, I'm feeding the system in 4 zones. We have left and right, which are the main speakers. We have subs, which in this case are under the stage. And then I have my front fills. You know, like these front fills, they cover the first few rows. I mostly feed vocals and maybe a little kick and snare through them. But the main speakers, we have the full mix, and that covers the rest of the crowd. And of course, like many venues, putting subs under the stage is quite often the only space that you have to fit them in. So it does affect the stage sound a little bit if the subs are under the stage because the performers can really feel them vibrating the stage underneath. In this venue, it sounds really good, and we have a pretty good sounding show tonight. All right, well that does it for this 4-part video series where I show you the setup that we had going with the Hold Steady recently. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've learned some valuable tricks. There's a lot more to come, so please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel right below this video. I will see you very soon. Bye.